And as students head back to school, we turn to another challenge for parents: how to assess which learning apps are beneficial and which have limited educational value. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends limiting screen time for children 2 to 5 years old to no more than 1 hour per day. For older children and adolescents, they say to consider the quality of interactions with digital media, not just the quantity. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Children in Media evaluated 124 of the top downloaded educational apps. We put that in quotes. They found 58% of popular apps were actually low quality in terms of promoting learning. So joining me now is Dr. Tiffany Munzer. She's an assistant professor of pediatrics at the C.S. Mott Children's Hospital at the University of Michigan. Tiffany, good morning to you. Thank you for being with us. Let's start with how parents can tell the difference between a high quality learning app and one of those more low quality ones.
Yeah, this is a great question. And Janae, first off, thank you so much for highlighting this topic. It's really refreshing that you're looking beyond just screen time to provide additional support for families with these questions on how to navigate the increasingly complex digital environment. And so maybe we can take a start at the good news. The evidence really suggests that high quality and well-designed child-centered media can support children's learning. And so when we think about how kids learn best, they learn best when they can engage in active, open-ended, meaningful, and collaborative learning, both online and offline. And most importantly, when they have a trusted and loving caregiver, like a parent or family member or teacher, that caregiver can help them transfer information from the screen into the real world to help them make meaning from what they're seeing. However, when we think about the apps online, sometimes the business model that creates revenue for certain digital media companies can make it trickier for kids to have these higher quality experiences online because the business model depends on increasing user engagement, maximizing their time online, and also collecting user data. And so these design features might not necessarily align with how children like to move through the world. And so the lessons that we know from these high quality apps are that high quality designs really center children. And so designs with child developmental expertise and their input often include children in the design process. The kids will evaluate through the app quality through focus groups. They'll provide feedback on storylines if it's a TV content. And then the writers will actually take it back and revise some of the content based on what kids are uncovering and discovering about their apps or content.
This is really interesting, and I appreciate you breaking down the sort of background business aspect of it that does impact really how educational some of these apps could be versus what their actual motive is. Talk to us about some of the benefits of collaborative screen time versus giving kids solo screen time at home, because we've seen data before that it just can be better for kids to have a parent or guardian who's also engaging with them.
Yeah, what a lovely question. And we know that families are super strapped for time. And so we don't expect families to be right next to kids while they're playing on their screens 100% of the time. But a few ways that families can kind of maximize the impact from digital media when kids are using it is to play with their kids for, a couple minutes or read, some of the content that might be in the app and ask kids questions about some of the content, help them transfer some of that information from the screen into the real world. So if they're playing an app about zoo animals, talk to kids about what they're seeing when they go to the zoo and bring it back to what they saw on the app to really transfer those skills from the screen to the real world and vice versa.
I love this. My husband playing Minecraft with our 7-year-old son yesterday. Not quite educational, but they were doing it together. Dr. Tiffany Munzer,
No,
thank you so much.
so important. Thank you.
Appreciate you.